Okay, today is June 3rd, and this is what I was working on yesterday. I took an old battery box we made when we first bought the camp, and a generator battery box type thing. And after we made something different, better suited for our needs, I turned this into a cold frame. And now I'm taking the cold frame, and you can see how dilapidated it is, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to look pretty. It just has to work. And I left the top and I left the back so some light can get in. I removed the front, which was this stuff here, and I removed the side, which is solid like that over there, and I put some sun tuft on and some screening just to help bring sunlight in, as well as the morning sun from this way. And you can see the mosquitoes are absolutely driving me crazy here. But this is a makeshift Kratky type system, and I'm going on my own here, and I'm straying away from the traditional method. I am using the AeroPod garden pods, and basically the only mosquitoes. This basic setup is, I'm going to take this and put it here. You can see that, oops, there we go. Maybe you can see that. Let me zoom out. Whoop, nope, zoom out. Here are these little pod holders, and these are little plugs. There's a little divot in the top where you can drop your seed. You can drop it inside this pod here. And traditionally, you drop it into a hole in an arrow, I can't remember what they call them. Inside Kratky hydroponic type system anyways. And I do have one at home. But this right here is a soda bottle with the top cut off, and it is filled 3/4 of the way with worm casting tea. Then I set the top on into the water. The idea is that as these seeds germinate, the roots will grow down through the pod and try to reach, try to reach the water. And as it does, the roots are going to suck up the nutrients even more, and it's going to be adapted to water versus soil. And as the plant sops up and drinks up the water, it produces an air cavity. So that is how the roots will get the air, because it will cater to the roots will cater to that little gap of air that will continue to be a bigger gap as the plant sucks up the nutrients. And ideally, by the time the water level is down to almost nothing or nothing, your crop, I'm sorry, I'm swatting mosquitoes. Your crop is ready to harvest, or at least the greens are. That's my basic method. So it gets the air and it gets the nutrients, air from the gap, and then nutrients from the water. And hopefully this makeshift method will work for me. I did a couple experiments over the years, and this year I really wanted to give it another go. I have giant Caesar. I have 10 of those. Baby choy, backpack choy. I haven't pushed these all the way down in, so I have to go through and do that. Because ideally you want the end of the pod in the water. See how little bit that is? And it'll keep sucking up the moisture so the seed will remain damp. I have romaine lettuce, I have water spinach, and I have chard. So I have 10 of each for now. And I'm going to come back through this with these right here with those little discs like those over there. And I'll swell them up with water, then I'll sit them inside with the seed, and the same idea is going to happen there. Just I don't have enough of these little pods, these little plugs. I have plenty of pods. I don't have the plugs, and I'm just going to wing it and see what happens. Ideally, last year, I took one of these pots here, one of these pots here, and set it inside, right inside here. But this year I decided to use the pods more, and they fit really well inside there. So I'm just going to give that a try this year, and hopefully the sun doesn't come in and start growing algae, because algae will suck up the nutrients it will suck up the nutrients. Oh, excuse me. There we go. And I have to come back through here. Anyways, the algae will grow and that will starve the plants, or I say starve because it will sop up any of the nutrients that's already in there, like the worm castings, and it will sop them up before the plants can sop them up. So you'll have more algae growth than you'll have plant growth, and I'm trying to prevent that. So I'm hoping with this darker top and in the shade, you get the morning sun, that will prevent this, but we'll see. This is a trial, and we'll see what happens. Wish me luck with the bugs too.